Hey my lovelies, Serene Dream here with another Fill Me In general energy reading. And if you're new to my channel, how this reading works, it can resonate with you at any time that you find it. It is timeless. It can resonate with you for the day, the week, the month, or even the year. But do keep in mind, because it is a general reading, it's not going to resonate with everyone. So only take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse the messages if that's how it fits your situation. If you have not checked out your monthly Zodiac readings or your general forecast for the rest of the year, your love forecast for the rest of the year, go ahead and check out the Vimeo links below to view those. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, link to that information below as well. And follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for daily guidance. And let's go ahead and get into your messages for this time. Okay. I feel like you're slowly coming out of something. It's like, for some of you, you've come into a realization that has freed you from sort of like, for some, it's like you've been in an emotional prison, and for others, you've been in a mental prison. I'm getting a split down the middle with that, so just take it however it applies. But either way, I get that you're being freed from that prison, whatever kind of prison it was. And I'm not saying you're all the way out of it, but I do get that you are, it's dissolving slowly. So like the cage around you, the bars in front of you, like you're slowly dissolving, and you can just walk right out of them if you wanted to, because it's dissolved enough to give you space to just leave. But I feel like whatever prison this has been for you, I get that it's been such, I feel like you've been in a way imprisoned in this for so long that it is a little hard for you to leave. Like, now that you are free to go, it's like you're going to wait until the bars or the cage around you completely disappears to go. That's for some of you. I'm almost getting like, no, you may not wait that long, but I feel like you're free to go now, but you're still there. So even if you don't wait for the bars to dissolve completely, I get that you are going to wait a little while longer. But it's like you have to mentally prepare yourself for this move, because you've been here in this place for so long. I'm hearing entrapped for so long. And it's very scary to make this kind of change, because it's kind of like you don't know what the other side of life looks like. You don't know what it is to be free. It's like somebody who's been in prison their whole life, and all of a sudden, they get a pardon, or they've served their time, so they're released, and they're just out on the street, and they're looking around at the world like, what do I do now? Like, I was in there for so long, that's the only life I know. It's like, I feel like this, whoever I'm speaking to, I feel like that's how you're feeling. Like, you're a little scared about what you're going to meet on the other side of this, because you've only known this place for so long. But I feel like you're going to be fine. I feel like you're going to be more than fine. You're actually going to be very surprised at how good your life becomes now that you're not in this prison. But before you take that step outside of the prison, you're just going to be apprehensive and thinking like, what is it going to be like? This is all I know. You're just going to be a little scared, just a little, like I said, a little bit apprehensive. But I do feel like you are going to take that step and leave. As I was picking up earlier, you're not going to wait for all the bars or the complete cage to dissolve. You're going to be leaving in a little while. You just have to mentally prepare yourself. So you're going to wait for a little bit more dissolving, and then you're going to step out. But you're not going to wait for the whole thing to just fall apart. That's what I'm getting. I feel like you're leaving right in the nick of time of something. It's almost like I'm getting avalanche energy. It's like you're seeing signs that an avalanche could be on the way, and you're trusting your instincts that you need to get out of Dodge. But it's like you're kind of waiting for like the tremors, like you're waiting for like a little bit more of a sign, more of a physical sign before you just leave. It's like you get some kind of, it's like I'm imagining someone somewhere and they're like just getting a feeling that something's about to happen, something bad, right? They're like, I need to get out of here. But they're like, but I don't really see a sign of anything. So maybe I should wait a little longer until I get a little bit of a sign. And I feel like that is going to happen. You are going to, it's like the person who's waiting, the avalanche is about to come. They just get the feeling it's going to happen. And it's like they feel some shaking, like they feel something that's a little different in the atmosphere that lets them know like their intuition was right. And then once they get that sign, they're gone. And everybody else is lingering around just waiting and saying, no, it's no big deal. That's not, you may have even tried to warn other people. No, I'm hearing you're for yourself. You're saving yourself. That's what I'm hearing. You're saving yourself from this avalanche. And I feel that you're going to get out of Dodge right, just in time to not be affected by it. But I feel like there are going to be people who you leave behind who are going to be very affected by this. And this is why you could be a little apprehensive about leaving, because you're a little worried about what's going to happen to those people, because I feel like you have some sort of attachment to these people. These are your loved ones. However, whatever kind of relationship you have with them, you have an attachment, an emotional attachment to these people. So that's why it's not going to be so easy for you to leave at the first sign of, or the first feeling of something bad about to happen. But then when you realize, oh, I'm hearing, oh my gosh, it's very strong in my head all of a sudden. It's a DMX song. Ain't no other cats got love for me. Ain't no cats got no love for me. Love for me. That part of the song just came in my head suddenly. So it's like somebody could be realizing that these people that they had an emotional attachment to didn't love them, didn't feel the same way for them. So that they were like super emotionally invested into their relationships with these people, but the people weren't reciprocating the energy. And I feel like this person, that could be the prison I was picking up earlier, because I'm getting that for those who were in like a mental or emotional prison, it's like you were imprisoned by your love for these people. You felt obligated to them. And I feel like something has happened, something shifted, and is allowing you to see that these people or this person does not feel the same way for you. Like all the love you feel for them, they don't feel even half of that. You're realizing that these people don't have love for you like that. And so this is why you're saving yourself, because you're like, why should I save them if they don't even care about me like that? Like if you had seen signs, and that could be, when I mentioned earlier that like the avalanche example, and you're waiting for some kind of sign, like you got the feeling that something was about to happen, but you needed like some kind of physical sign, relating that to this instance or whatever, what I'm talking about now, it's like you could have got a feeling that these people didn't care for you in the way that you care for them. But it's like you were trying to convince yourself that you kind of were reaching a little bit, and of course they love you, of course they care about you because of whatever relationship you have with them. And so you're like, I have this feeling that they don't, but I just kind of need some proof that they don't. And I feel like you're going to get that proof. It may not be something super huge. For some of you, you might even be testing these people to see how they feel about you. And they're going to fail the test. Like it's going to be shown some way, somehow to you in a little way, but big enough for you to take it as a sign that these people don't care about you the same way. So that's when you're going to get out of Dodge, escape these people, and leave them to whatever they have coming. You're going to get out of Dodge, and you're going to save yourself, and I'm hearing you're going to walk into magnificence. That's such a weird thing, a weird sentence. But with that, with me picking up that word magnificence. I feel like this is more than just like happiness. I feel like you're walking into excellence. Like your life is going to be great. Is going to be more than, not only more than it's ever been, but more than you've ever imagined it could be. Yeah, it's like you're walking, the life you're walking into is much greater than anything your mind could imagine. This life is going to be filled with so much, uh, what do you call it? So much, I mean, getting like glory. I don't know. These words are very weird that I'm getting. But yeah, it's like you're going to be walking into so much magnificence, excellence, glory that your mind and lightning just struck. Yeah, and I feel like that is, yeah, you all have like some set, you all have some sort of super important, like you're attached to importance. Like there's an important energy around you. And I feel like you haven't been exercising, and there's the thunder. You have not been exercising your full power, or you haven't been, it's like you haven't, it's like you haven't been exercising your full glory. I feel like you've only been operating as half of what you actually are. And I feel like at whatever level you were operating at, you felt like you were great. Like you felt like that was excellence. That was your best. But I feel like a lot of you don't even know like how much more you have inside of you. And you're about to find that out. And that might even, when it starts to happen, when you start to see like how much importance is attached to you, how much glory is attached to you, you're going to like not even believe it. As it's happening, you're going to be looking at your life and everything that's happening to you and everything that you're doing and the way that you are and how you're viewed, and just be like, I can't believe this is me. This is my life. I feel like you're going to tap into something, like a part of you that you didn't even know existed. I feel like it's going to scare you, because for some of you, whatever you're about to tap into, it almost exceeds human abilities. So I feel like a lot of you have some gifts that go beyond human understanding. It goes beyond this dimension, but it's like you're meant to tap into it and bring it into this dimension. A lot of you don't know who you are. I just keep getting that. You don't know who you are. If you knew who you were, you would never tolerate a lot of what you do. If you knew who you were, you wouldn't limit yourself in the way that you have. If you knew who you were, you would never doubt yourself in the way that you have been. I just feel like you all have been. So I'm getting what was that movie with Scarlett Johansson? I think it was called Lucy. I didn't necessarily like that movie. The greatest example, but let me stick with Lucy because that's what came to me. Because I can't even remember the other movie's name that I loved. But Lucy was a movie that was, the basis of it was that we don't, as humans, don't use 100% of our brain. And it showed us what could happen if we did use 100% of our brain. We don't even use like 30% of our brain. And I feel like for how that applies to what I'm picking up for you is that you have so much power inside of you. You haven't, I feel like for a lot of you, you've only been using like 10% of your power. You have so much more to discover about yourself. And when you do, it's going to blow your mind. I feel like it's going to help you turn your whole life around, because you're going to see how much you've been missing as far as you are concerned, yourself, not anything or anyone outside of yourself, just you. You're going to see how much you haven't been using your full potential. And is going to help shape your mind in a different way. You're going to see life a different way. You're going to make an approach to life a different way. You're going to handle people a lot differently, handle your life a lot differently. You're going to change your habits. You're going to speak differently. I just get like you're just going to make this huge shift once you really understand the full glory attached to you. A lot of you are divine. Like, you are divine beings. It's the more like, I know people always say like light beings, star seeds. Like, no, I am picking up you all have, like, you are divine beings. You all are angelic creatures. And you have been walking this earth and have no idea that that's what you are, that that's the power that you carry. I feel like when people I feel like people have been treating you like that, but you haven't been, like, it hasn't been clicking for you that that's why they treat you like that. You think you're just a normal person like everybody else and people just like you. But no, I feel like people treat you like the angelic divine being that you are. But it's like, the sad thing is you've been walking around all this time and people recognize what and who you are, but you, it's like Hancock, like when he had no idea who he was. Like, you knew he had, well, for him, he at least knew his powers. He just didn't know his identity. And just with that part of it, I feel like you just been walking around like not knowing your true identity. And you've just been moving through life like some average person, but you're not an average being at all. There's this light that emanates from you that people see, like they see you from a mile away. I feel like you have one of those auras that shines so brightly that people see you coming. Regardless of whatever kind of spirit these people have, it's like they recognize you and they treat you as, they recognize you as an angelic being, and they treat you as such. But it's like you've been limiting yourself because you didn't see it. But you're about to see who you truly are. It's going to come to you in such an overwhelming way. And I feel like it's going to cause you to do like a deep dive on some subject matters that you've never looked into before. Because I feel like things are going to start happening to you that goes beyond your understanding or anyone else's understanding around you. And you're just going to be like, I don't even know. Okay, little story time. I don't like sharing my personal experiences, but for some reason lately I've just been guided to share little, anecdotes about myself. When I started this journey that I've been on for years now, when I was still like very lost on who I was, what I had inside of me, or even the fact that I was psychic in this way. I started to get these vibrations in my chakras, and that's before I knew about chakras or anything. But one day I was like feeling this vibration in my sacral chakra, like it was like a rumbling, like like if like an earthquake rumbles. It really felt like that. I really felt that inside of me. And I was leaning on I think I was in the kitchen, I was leaning on my dishwasher, and I thought it was on because I was feeling that rumbling, but when I checked, it wasn't on. So I was like, what is, but I moved away from it, it was still rumbling. And I remember like Googling, like, why am I feeling a rumbling in my lower tummy or something like that. And that's when I discovered chakras. So I'm getting that something like that would happen to you. You would start to experience like physical sensations and just different experiences that you're not going to understand. And you're going to it's going to cause you to go into it, like go on a deep dive into like a world that was very unknown to you before. So you're going to learn so much about yourself and like what you're truly capable of. And you're going to understand, it's like I feel like you're going to be able to better understand like who and what you're connected to. Because I feel like with you having no true sense of your identity, your real identity, I get that it has made you connect with like make the wrong connections. Like you connected to the wrong things because you were feeling like, okay, I just feel like you were just connecting to the wrong things, the wrong people all over the place in every sense. But it's like now you're going to understand like why those connections didn't feel great, why they didn't last, why these people couldn't get you, why you felt so outside, like out of the norm, compared to everybody else. You're going to start to discover your true self. I feel like I did a reading about this like a couple weeks ago, didn't I? Like true discovering your true self or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna blow your mind. Like I said, you're gonna have a mind-blowing experience doing this deep dive, learning about who you are, what you are, and what that means for your life. And at the same time, it's going to be guiding you, like you're going to be walking into your actual life, the life you're actually meant for. So all of it happening at the same time is going to put you in a very powerful position very quickly. I feel like you all are going to be stepping into, like I heard before, magnificence very soon. It's like it's not even going to be a matter of like you, because I, like, mind you, with my experience, I've been on this journey for at least 9 years. So I had time to process like what I am, who I am, my capabilities, and I'm still learning more, but I have like at least a great grasp of like who I am and my capabilities and my limits and boundaries and what and who I should connect to and stay away from. But yeah, I've had a lot of time to process that. I feel like for you all, it's almost like you're going to be thrown into this so suddenly that you're going to be learning and moving into this life at the same time. And it's going to like overwhelm you, but you're gonna be okay. It's just gonna take some time to adjust, but yeah, you're just gonna be mind blown the whole time and seeing like as you're learning, you're moving, as you're learning, your life is turning into something else that you never imagined. And yeah, like I said, just it's no better way to describe it than just overwhelming. But like I said, you're gonna be okay. It's moving a little fast for you, but God will never place anything more on you than you can bear. So just trust that He is doing this for a reason. I feel like it's just your time, and this is the way it had to happen for you. But it's not a punishment. You're not gonna feel like it's a punishment, I should say. It would just feel overwhelming, and you might say at times like, God, can you slow it down? But yeah, like I said, it's happening at this pace for a reason. But you're going to be okay, and in time you will adjust. Okay, so that's about all I have for you all for this Fill Me In general energy reading. Again, if you have not checked out your monthly zodiac readings, general forecast for the rest of the year, your love forecast for the rest of the year, you can click on the Vimeo links below to view those. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, link to that information below as well. Follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for daily guidance, and I will be back with more readings, lovelies. Bye.